Warming up. Practice as you watch.
Put your puppet on your lap, or you can put them on the floor, and sit up nice and tall. Stretch your hands out in front of you. Yeah. And then lift your wrists so your fingers point up to the ceiling. And then bend your hands so your fingers point down to the floor. Lift your wrists so your fingers point up to the ceiling. And bend your wrists so your fingers point down to the floor. Take your right arm and put it across your chest. And then take your left arm and push. Fold it up so you're pushing your right arm. Good, so you're getting a stretch in your shoulder. Yeah, there you go, Jordan. And then switch arms. So your left arm goes across your chest, and your right arm goes underneath your left arm. Good. Okay. Take your hands, put them like sort of by your face, and shake them out. Shake your wrist. Shake your wrist. There you go. Shake it. Shake it. Shake it.
Like this?
Okay.
Counting to 10. Practice as you watch.
Okay. Everybody's arms feel nice and warm. Okay. So you're gonna stay sitting down. Put your puppet on. Like I already had. Like you already had yours on. Don't touch the rod of your puppet. So just put your hand in your puppet's mouth, and then you can sit your puppet on your lap. Yeah. Or like this. Okay. Or you. Well, so what I want you to do? Take your puppet and sit them on your. If your right hand is in your puppet's mouth, then sit your puppet on your right leg. Yeah. And then make sure that your puppet is sitting up nice and straight and their eyes are forward.
That's all I have.
Good. Yep. That's exactly. Just like that. Good. All right. So, yep, that's really good. That's really good. So we want to make sure that our puppet's head is nice and straight. So Tina, make sure that your puppet's head is straight. Good. Yep. So if you want your wrist to be as straight up and down as possible. Yep. And then there you go. And so if you touch where your puppet's eyes are, yeah, with your other hand, your opposite hand. Good. And then you kind of move your hand out in front of you so you can see where your puppet is looking. And hypothetically, you should sort of be looking at somebody across the circle from you. Yeah? Good. So, Justin, bring yours up a little bit and then push his, but make sure they're sitting. Good? Good. And then push his head forward. Forward like that. There you go. Good.
Thank you.
All right. We are going to practice the counting warm-up. We're going to do the counting warm-up that we usually do for our show. Yeah? We're going to do it with our puppet on our hand. Okay? So make sure that
I do it.
Yep, you may start. One thing to think about when your puppet is not talking, make sure that your puppet's mouth is closed. And the way you want to do that is if you've been practicing with your thumb and your fingers, yeah? You want to have your thumb try to touch your fingers through your puppet's mouth. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, so we're going to see how far we can get counting in a circle with our puppets. 100. And you want to make sure that your puppet's eyes, so touch your puppet's eyes. Yeah? So touch your puppet's eyes.
Hide them.
And point. It should be right in front of you. Yeah? Okay. So remember, when we're talking with our puppets, yeah? One hand opening is one word, yeah? So if you watch what I'm going to do with Ray, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to come to 7. 7 is a word that has 2 counts, right? So I'm going to do 7. Yeah, but she opens, closes, opens, closes. 7.
Like when we talk, we do that.
Exactly, Sam. Do that again.
Say that again.
Say that again.
Very good. Yep. And then did you guys see how she stopped and she closed her hand so that the puppet's mouth was closed? Yeah? All right, Jaden, give us a go.
1,
Thank you.
2,
3, 4,
5, 6,
7,
good.
8,
9,
10.
Oh, all right. You can put your puppet down for a second. Take your hand out of your puppet's head. Shake your wrist a little bit. So we've been holding that position for a while, yeah? And it can be tiring, yeah? It can be tiring to hold your puppet position for a little while, yeah? So you can shake it out. You can rub, give your wrist a little rub. One thing I like to do, if I've been puppeteering for a while, is I'll take my arms and I'll bend them and I'll put them in front of my chest, kind of like, yep, like I'm with my hands are together like prayer hands right in front of my face, yeah? And my elbows touch each other. And then I take my hands and I make them into fists, but I keep my elbows together. Good job, Jordan. And then I have my fingers touch each other with my elbows touching each other, and my hands and fists. Good job, Jordan. And then I just rub my knuckles back and forth. And this is a really nice way to relax all the muscles around your wrists and your forearms and all of those things, yeah? Good. Okay.
Discussion. Puppet types.
So let's talk about rods, okay? Our puppets. So do you guys know there's different kinds of puppets, right? There's
No.
different types of puppets. Do you know what's one type of puppet that you know, Sam?
like Jamie has rods.
Right. Okay. Go ahead, Melissa.
Marionettes, where they have
Marionettes.
on the
Yep.
top and they control the
Yeah, they
puppet
control.
from the bottom.
And the puppet's joints are attached to the controller with strings, and the puppeteer moves the controller, and that's how the puppet moves. You're right. That's like the kind of puppet that Pinocchio was.
Yep.
Yeah? Does anybody else know any other kinds of puppets? Yes, Ben.
Do you already say the hand puppets?
No, I did not.
Oh, hand puppets.
Hand puppets, right? So a hand puppet is just anything that your hand is operating, right? When we put our little googly eyes on our finger, you guys have been practicing with that, that is technically a hand puppet. Also, if you put a sock on your hand, that's a sock puppet, but it's also a hand puppet, right? And that means that puppet has no arms, okay? No arms, no legs, no nothing, yeah? There's another kind of puppet, you guys, everybody's seen Sesame Street, right?
That's what I was gonna add.
Okay, what were you gonna say, Coley?
I was gonna say just the puppets on set, because like the ones on Sesame Street, you don't really see the puppeteer, you just see the.
Exactly, yeah, go ahead, Tina.
Yeah, I was thinking about when you asked us what kind of puppets we know. I was thinking about saying Elmo.
Great,
Yeah.
okay, so Elmo is a puppet, and then who knows Cookie Monster? Okay, are Elmo and Cookie Monster the same kind of puppet?
No.
Okay, so Grover, Elmo, Bert, Ernie, who else?
Count Dracula.
The Count, Kermit, right? Kermit's from the Muppets,
Puppets.
Oh.
Okay.
They count.
They're all the same kind of puppet as our puppets. These puppets, our puppets, are hand and rod puppets. There's two ways hand and rod puppets are usually operated, okay? So usually they're either single rod, which means you have a puppet and it has one arm that moves and another arm that doesn't move, yeah? Or you have what our puppets are, technically, which is a double rod puppet, which means that you have a rod for each hand, okay? Most professional puppeteering, right? Most professional puppeteers, let me rephrase. Most professional puppets, if they are hand and rod puppets, they have detachable rods. So they can go between being a single rod puppet or a double rod puppet. Yeah,
But not ours though.
right? The puppet can switch which hand it is using, yeah? So if it's doing if you're just doing one puppet, one hand, right? You can use either the left or the right hand, yeah? Usually with hand and rod puppets, the puppet will use the opposite hand as the puppeteer, right? So like I am right-handed, right? So whatever hand and rod puppet I use, if I'm just doing single rods, that puppet's always gonna be left-handed, yeah?
Creating single rod puppets with safety pins.
What we are going to do is we are going
I'm
to
missing one
turn, we're gonna turn our double rod puppets into a single rod puppet, okay? With safety pins. What we want to do is if you have a single rod puppet, right? And you're, let me explain it this way. Actually. Okay, if I was gonna operate Mari, yeah? And I had a double rod puppet, right? I had a double rod. So let's say like I had normal length rods, right? If Mari was just hanging out and she wasn't doing anything, yeah? I would hold her hands in what they call prayer position, and I'm not sure exactly why, but essentially what it means is the hands come together at about waist level, yeah? Does everybody see that? Yeah? If you want to have a rod puppet that is just a single rod puppet, whatever hand you're not using is placed right in the middle of the puppet's stomach or right at its waist, and it is just fastened there, okay? And then that's where it stays, yeah? Sometimes you can have it over to the side of the hip if you want, but most of the time it's gonna be right in the middle.
Working with single rod puppets.
If we are in proper puppetry position, right, which means our shoulder, right, is even with our puppet's head, yeah? Our arm is sort of parallel to our body, yeah? And our wrist is straight, so we do not want this to be happening with our puppet's head, yeah?
Like this.
Yep. Nope. So Sam, drop your rod for a minute. Drop your rod, yeah? So everybody just get, so here you go. I'm gonna give that rod to you. And Justin, so go ahead and let him go. Let this go, okay? So you're gonna be just like this, okay?
Thank you.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Sam, put this down, please. Thank you. And then you want Jamie to be, yep, right about here, okay? So your arm can be a little bit in front of your body, yeah? Perfect, okay. So now, what we are going to do, yeah, is you're going to grab the rod like this, okay? Have your puppet, good, okay? And bring her a little bit more forward. So you keep your feet where they are, and then just move your arm a little bit more forward, like, there you go. Do you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
So then I want you to do this. I want you to touch her pocket, her waist, her chest, her mouth, her head, her mouth, her chest, her waist, and her pocket. Now the trick to doing this is that you are only moving, if I have my Invisipuppet, okay, sorry.
That's right.
I will choke up on this rod. Yeah, so this is the challenge with these puppets, guys. These rods are really short, okay? Really short. So this is the challenge, yeah? Because if we don't want our puppet to do funky things with their arms, right? We have to make some adjustments with our hand that operates the head, yeah? So here's what I'm gonna suggest. Everybody's here, right? Move your puppet forward. Yep. So if you can see, Ray is now about 4 inches in front of my body. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. And I bring her a little bit more in front of my own head. Yeah? So if I'm normally sort of like this, right? Because I have a full rod with her, I can do that exercise. Yeah? And it's okay because I have the range of motion for her arm. Yeah? But because these rods are so short, we have to kind of compensate and bring our arms more in front of our body. Does that make sense? Yeah?
Practicing with hand and rod puppets.
So we're gonna try this exercise, ready? So everybody go ahead and grab your rod, okay? Bring it as low as you possibly can. Okay, go ahead and grab it, go ahead and grab his hand, Justin. Very good. Yep, and bring it down as low as you can. There.
Down here.
Down there, yep.
Oh,
You're gonna
yes.
touch your puppet's pocket. Yeah? Your puppet's waist. Your puppet's chest. Your puppet's mouth. Your puppet's head. Good. Your puppet's mouth. Your puppet's chest. Your puppet's waist. And your puppet's pocket. So if you notice, I did not move my right arm, okay? The arm I am operating the head with, it didn't move. So I didn't move the position of my puppet up and down in order to in order to show that they are moving their hand up and down their body, yeah? And again, this is the challenge of these puppets because the rods are so short, right? We have to make some adjustments, right? But ideally, what you want to make sure is happening is that your puppet is staying still and straight, right? And not moving when they are moving their arm, okay?
Practicing without hand and rod puppets.
Here is the positions that I'm going to suggest, okay? So here's my hand, right? Here's my puppet. I'm gonna bring my arm a little bit in front of me. I'm gonna keep my hand here so it is a little bit lower than my shoulder. So Ben, go ahead and bring your arm down and then in front. There you go. And even more so that your hand is sort of even with your collarbone.
Like this?
So even lower. So bring your arm lower and then more in front. And then I take my broad hand, yeah? And I'm gonna try and keep my wrist parallel to the floor. Make sense, guys? So instead of like this, it's gonna be like this, yeah? And then I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah? So again, if I'm here, my hand for my mouth, right, is a little bit lower than my shoulder, and my puppet's body is a little bit too, I'm bringing my head arm a little bit in front of my body, yeah, and then I'm keeping this wrist as close to the ground as I can, yeah, and when I go through these positions, I'm trying to keep my other arm as close to my body as I can, and my elbow as close to my body as I can, so that really my wrist, it's sort of like, have you guys ever used a TheraBand?
Yes.
You know what a TheraBand, like those rubber band things, if you've ever had your PT or whatever?
Not really.
Yeah, okay, that's okay.
Yes.
It's like a big rubber band, yeah?
They say
And,
don't move your other hand.
yep, exactly. So I'm pulling up and down It's like I'm pulling up on my TheraBand and then down on my TheraBand. Yeah? And this is a lot to do without your actual puppet. But it could be a really good exercise. I'm gonna try it now too.
We strive at Kids on the Block to give our audiences the best possible experience, so please practice these skills as often as you can. Thank you, Jessica.